two, 1, 2. Audio check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is this thing on? All right, looks like we have audio. All right, let's go. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Once again, you're tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming Live on Twitch. And tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25, and we're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the three base game maps as part of Farming Simulator 25. And welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. And again, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Also, if you're in the United States or its territories, I want to wish you a happy Memorial Day weekend, or even if you're in other parts of the world and you also observe the U.S. holiday Memorial Day. Just want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day, and if you're in other parts of the world where you don't celebrate Memorial Day, still want to wish everyone well. With all that said, we're just going to jump right into it. We're picking up somewhat from where we left off on the last episode. Last week we finished up the grass harvest on fields 3, 4, and 5. The wheat harvest on fields 6, 7, and 9. We actually did swathing on this harvest, so we actually got a yield bonus, and all that was said and done. Off camera, I also went ahead and did some mulching on, I think I had already done field 2 before, but I just went ahead and did it again since I already had the equipment out. But we did mulching on fields 6, 7, and the combined fields of 6, 7, and 9, I should say. I wish, again, I've talked about this before, but I was hoping that in 25 we'd finally get dynamic field numbers. When you merge fields, the system would automatically update to indicate this, or at least generate a new field number for that field to show that it's all one field now, instead of still treating them as separate fields. And that the code would be able to realize, like, okay, this is considered all one unit now, and it's actually merging, and not just merging visually, but in code it's still just three fields, treated as three separate fields. So there's still some work they can do with that. It would be nice if all of this functionality was dynamic and happened real time. But it seems like every iteration of the game we haven't had any major jumps in technology between the games. This all was like really small incremental improvements every time. And it kind of goes without saying that a lot of what's happening as far as improvements in the game are being led by the modding community, and then it just seems like in the next iteration of the game they'll implement something that was very popular within the modding community, and that kind of seems like that's what's been a majority of the cycle now. You're kind of getting to the point with the graphics where you're hitting that law of diminishing returns. So each version of the game looks a little better, but it's getting to the point where there's not that much more on the graphical side. You can improve it, but definitely can add more stability. This year we've had, and people are still having a lot of problems with the game and its stability and so on and so forth. In each patch, they've gotten a little bit better, but it's still, we're over 6 months since the release of the game now, and to be having some of the major issues that a lot of people are still having is, unsatisfactory. Giants did announce in a recent news update that they're looking at, there's going to be another patch coming out very soon, a 1.9 patch, so we'll see what's going on there. But there's that. But that's all I got. But picking up here where we're at now, the next thing we're looking at doing, let's go ahead and as always, starting out, we're going to check on where our progress is on our projects. This is what the playground is looking like right now. We're getting close here. In terms of what building materials are being demanded now, it's only asking for a little over 2,500 planks, which we already got supplied now. So there's no uh, situation where we need to supply planks right now. It's also asking for 1,912 long planks. We got over 3,000 long planks supplied, so the playground is properly supplied right now. If we look over at the wagon builder, we're down here to 5,000 long planks, but no planks in place, so we can definitely drop some supplies over here. So we could bring some bit of materials over here. But if we go over to the Grain Elevator Museum, let's take a peek over there and see what's happening there. So let's visit there. And it has no current demand really right now other than long planks. Let's say 9 long planks, and we don't have any long planks, so we got to bring 1 pallet of long planks just to get 9 units of long planks. Wow, that's interesting. All right, and she's just about, looks like she's just about finished over here. Visually looking at it, it's almost, looks like we're almost done here. Getting very close, at least from what we're looking at on the exterior of the facility. It's looking pretty well. All right, so keeping that in mind, let's go ahead here and do the following. And if you're watching last week's episode, we were having a lot of problems with our trailers and being able to have load materials on the trailer and getting materials strapped down. And once we had the materials strapped down, that the materials would stay strapped down. The straps were not functioning. We've swapped out a trailer as a result of that issue, but we're still trying to kind of figure out what's happening there. All right, so let's go ahead and do all of our planks, because we can just drop those off to the toy tractor builder. So let me stack them that way without making a lot of noise. Yeah. All right. So I just like the little flat trailer that I was using a lot better, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on, if it's the trailer or the mod of the game at this point, but the straps are not functioning, and that you just can't haul materials without functioning straps. And I was tolerating it for a few episodes, as you guys who have been watching me regularly know. But I was just hoping it was like a anomaly, but it's definitely a thing that's been going on since the last game update for sure. All right, so let's grab this back. There we go. And this pallet. Okay, I'm not sure why I can't move there. So let's Pallet can only go this way. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the math, man. All right. One more. We're gonna ship them. Every wood pallet we're gonna ship, because we got more than enough to supply. Uh-oh. But that was not what I intended. But that's what I've been talking about also for the last few episodes. Just the weird camera behavior. It doesn't behave the same way it did in 25, and it makes kind of lifting and moving stuff around sometimes way more difficult than it was in 22. I can't. And if you're holding something like a pallet at this point, you don't want to disturb all the other pallets. So it can create a lot of situations here that are not desirable. Alright. That's really all I want to do is just move it over here, but I have to go through all these different steps to get, to be able to move it around in that position. All right, so let's see how we're doing on straps. All right, strap. 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 All right, so let's go for a little ride, shall we? Start an engine. And then go ahead and fold things up. And I don't even like the way this little trailer is trying to tip over to the side when you're turning. I know it's a tight turn, but geez. All right. And there's all sorts of flatbed trailers in the game, but there's very few that are like short. Most of the ones are all like tractor trailer length, and I don't really want to mess with one that's that long. I just want a little shorter, shorter length one, and not one of the ones that's as long as a tractor trailer. Because they're not hauling around, that size loads. We need something that's not super small, but maybe like medium size, I guess. Because we can configure the little tipper trailers that we got with flatbeds to haul stuff around too, but they're kind of short, a little bit too short. All right, well, here. And I'm going to manually unload this time because I don't want to sell the long planks pallet, but I do want to sell all the other ones. But I probably could have bought multiple long plank pallets. I just wasn't really thinking about it. All right, so let's unfold low loader because I only need to keep one on to bring over to the grain elevator. All right, so let's release the straps here and get a couple of these unloaded. All right, that's one. All right. All right. Let's see. Won't let me pull it completely out of there, will it? It wants to be a little temperamental. All right, but we got it. That's all right. And notice now with precision farming, we're getting an additional payout here. The environmental score reward. That bonus will increase if we also increase the environmental rating of all the fields that we own. So definitely, it's worth the incentive to try to get our environmental score up as high as possible in our fields, so that we can make some additional bonuses on our sales and thus increase the operating profit of our farm. All right. But that's a great incentive to want to do environmentally conscious farming. All right. So we got those unloaded, and now if we go here and take a look at the toy wagon project again, when it's at 25.7% completion now, and they got 5,000 long planks and 6,000, almost 7,000 planks. So we'll definitely come back and drop off some more long planks here. Again, I wasn't thinking about it properly there. I should have brought over all of my long planks and sold all of the long planks that I have except for one. So I may make another trip over here before we're done for today. Or maybe I'll just wait one more day and then we'll take them. Oh, it all works out about the same, I guess. Alright, now we're going to take a long ride over to the Grain Elevator Museum project and drop off this pallet of long planks. And I just kind of realized we have the mini map turned off, but that's not a horrible thing, because at least that way you can get to see more of the screen and just more of the what's happening on the screen. I've talked about this before. The grain, in my humble opinion, the game has some beautiful graphics. Some people give it a knock for allegedly not being that much of an improvement over Farming Simulator 22, and I say again, if that is your position, then you're not paying attention, because there are graphical improvements between Farming Simulator 22 and Farming Simulator 25, and they are very noticeable. But that being said, like I did point out at the beginning of the episode, and that's why I'm also putting emphasis on that point. Now we are getting to that point now where with the versions of the game, you're not going to have significant graphical improvements anymore because we're at that point now where you reach the top tier threshold of what you can do with current technology. I don't know what that big bump was. Oh, wow. I was wondering why it was dragging. We forgot to fold the low loader. Wow. All right, well, we're at the Brain Element and Museum. I'm gonna go ahead and just drive through on this one because we only got the one thing and we're selling everything that we got on board, so we can just go ahead and sell straight up that strap. And got $3,809 for that one long flank pallet plus $187 environmental score bonus. And again, those environmental score bonuses add up over time, and it definitely makes it worth getting your environmental scores up as high as possible in all of your fields. Right now, I'm still kind of taking hits on all my fields with the environmental score because our fields were already in place before we got precision farming installed. So there's some features and functionality that we didn't have in place that's part of required for precision farming, and so we won't be able to get some of those benefits until we basically reset or replant our fields for the most part. But I know it sounds like I'm kind of rambling there, but it'll make more sense here eventually. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're headed back to the main farm. I forgot where we're going. And although we're coming up towards the end of this particular series, definitely see me do a lot more when we do the Alma, Missouri series and reboot that one and get that one fired back up. All right. We made it back around. As you see, that by the time it's in game time, it's 3:32 in the morning. So it might behoove the farmer to get a little bit of rest. Shall see. Now we want to unfold the low loader. All right, we're back to 80% in our wood here, so it's time to chop a tree or two. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So let me pull out my chainsaw here. And let's get one tree set. Timber. And we got one tree rolling around. Let's go ahead and get the telehandler fired up. Let's swing that bad boy back around. Then let's go grab our tree. And I'll try to do it the shortcut way if I can get away with it. So let's see if we can kind of. Oh, that's. Can't pick up the tree without the attachments there. Where am I? That's what I was missing. We're gonna need the attachments here. There we go. Alright, we're trying to see if we can get this tree to move around without having to move around, if you know what I mean. Alright, but it's not cooperating very well, is it? No. Alright, so I guess we are going to have to cut this one. piece of the tree here. Now, if we could just get it to cooperate enough for us to get around the building here, so we can just get it delivered. All right, there we go. Beautiful. All right, so this is up to 83%. All right, so we got the other piece of the tree, and this piece is much heavier than the previous piece, so getting it to cooperate is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Yeah, and there we go. Yeah. Put that bad boy right on over. So we can push it. Uh-oh. Push it the rest of the way. And so let's go ahead and seal that one. And that one got us up to 91%. Still room for a little bit more. Oh, we got a big piece of the tree right there, though. I don't think that's gonna give us any additional percentage. We'll still go ahead and drop it off, nevertheless. Oops, yeah. I think we'll leave it where it's at for right now. That's good though. That one's good. That means we'll be unloading another tree tomorrow, but yeah, that's still good. All right, now Fern's gonna take a quick nap and tend to the animals and do all the usual stuff, farm stuff in the morning, and kind of let the projects marinate a little bit. Also, just keeping an eye on our fields, making sure we're not missing any planting or growing windows or anything like that. Um, I do think we have a planting window coming up here in September, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's go take a look at the crop calendar. Yeah, barley is ready. Our barley crop will be ready to plant in September. Wheat won't be ready again until when? Wheat will be ready in September too. Okay, okay. Yeah, so we can plant the a couple of our grain crops here um, tomorrow. So that's something to look forward to. And and then that'll hopefully give us opportunity here to work on our environmental score here. We're sitting at 66 right now, and we got a horrible rating over here on um, our fields. You can see right here all the scores we got here on um, field 2, I don't even know at this point what I can do to improve these values here exactly yet, but we'll work on it. Grass fields sitting at 72, same thing. pH value is showing no value. Soil sampling is the highest rated thing we got. Tillage is bad. Weed control is bad. But I don't even understand why weed control is a thing with the grass field, because you don't get weeds on your grass field. So I don't know what's going on there. We got a decent score over here on parts of this combined field here. I don't know why one part of it's 80 and the other parts is 67 and 78. Baffling, but we'll see. We'll work on getting these scores up. All right, but to the animals, man. What are we doing? Let's take our little small tractor out this time. And we're gonna do one animal feeding cycle just to ensure I don't run into any issues. We're probably gonna do a little shopping. Let's just go ahead and sell out on everything and make sure we got everything we need supplied. In fact, there's a few things we can kind of do now, because I didn't think about it when we're doing our wheat harvest here. See, yes, on the last episode. In fact, let's go ahead and get that started now while it's just hitting me on the brain here. All that wheat we harvested, all 81,927 liters of that, we can go ahead and pull that right on out because we have a use for it, right? No. That. All right, now 81,928 liters of wheat. We can go ahead and drop that right off here to our grain production. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that before. I was just focused on getting the harvest done. And there we go. And so now if we go over here to our production chains, into our multi-grain production, we should see we got a decent supply of wheat here. So all of the projects we have that come from having wheat supplied should now be supplied, and we should have all these different productions going. All right, so now back to tending to the animals. Let's go get that action knocked out. I don't know why the grain silo is acting like the hitbox is so hard to hit the target right now. All right, let's grab our barley. And we primarily grow barley just to keep a supply for chicken feed and don't really sell it as a profit crop. All right, let's peek over here to the chickens, right? All right. Oh, so I did hit. Make sure it was actually full because that one dumped pretty quickly. I wasn't sure. All right, let's unload our barley. All right, I gotta sell those soybeans too for profit. Keep forgetting I got soybeans in the silo. All right, next up, let's grab a little grass. And the grass yield should be much more improved now that the update for grass is in the game. And if we wait to the second growth state for the grass and harvest, then we're going to get an additional bonus yield there, also in excess of 20%. All right, grass for the sheep. Make sure that's full. All right, a little straw. All right, having a little bit of a brain malfunction there. Straw doesn't go there. Straw goes on the other side over here. All right, so straw is done. All right, got 14,000 liters of manure. We'll go ahead and grab that. All right, and that's one location for manure, but we have a second one over here from the cows. And let's go ahead and grab that too. And that's another 11,000 liters of manure. We'll put it all together, and what do you have? The hokey pokey. All right, and the manure we will feed to our biogas plant. Here we go. Thing. All right, taking a peek to see what we need next. Pig food is next up on the agenda. All right, next up, let's go unload our pig food. All right, and there's a pig food, and as always, when we deliver some, we buy some more, so we're gonna load up resupply a little bit on our pig food, up to 7K, it costs us 26K, so almost 1,000 pop. All right, I'm gonna cycle back in one more time to make sure we're not missing anything. I think we still got to do TMR, right? Yeah, total mixed ration. Yeah, we just want to make sure we have more than enough in here to kind of supply. $40K ought to be more than enough. Actually, 41K. Start off unloading. hopefully we didn't blow everything up. Food looks good. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that's everybody and everything. At least on the solids side of things, right? Yeah. Now on the liquid side, we just have a few things we can work with. We gotta do our milk deliveries. Okay, what's that bad? All right, we're in there. All right, so liquids. Remember a few episodes ago, we were also having some issues with unloading our slurry, so that'll be the last thing we mess with. Let's go to milk first. Let's go and see what we're doing as far as milk is concerned over here. All right, buffalo milk, we got 277 liters. A whopping 277 liters. And we'll go ahead and drop that off. Circle back around. And hopefully we have some milk. For 2,812 liters. Not a whole lot, but still something. But we're also going to go ahead and buy some milk to kind of supplement that production, because I don't want that production running out. So we'll also go here to the shop and just buy some milk straight up, because we need to get jumpstart our milk business here. So we had another. So we'll boost that all the way up to 50K. Let's just suspect 53 grand. Worth it. And we're done with milk. And now if we look over here at our productions, one thing I forgot that I keep forgetting to do every episode, you have to do, because it turns off when you unload the game. But we do own this production over here, so I just got to remember to come over here and turn it on every time we start the game, every episode. The cement factory. We have our conveyor belt, but we have to turn it on, make sure it's on. Start the engine. It turns off whenever we exit the game. It doesn't stay on in perpetuity. All right, so we got that turned on. Now where was I? We're going over here to look at our production change. As you can see, the cement factory is well supplied. For many solid, what we're looking at, the multi-dairy production. I just wanted to make sure we got enough milk in there. Incoming material, 79,000 liters. Buffalo milk we got 118,000 liters of milk. And just want to make sure we're supplied in both of our production chains. All right, and we're looking good. So now in terms of slurry, what do we have here? $37,000 liters. We'll go ahead and load that on up. I may just have to drop a sell point. I wanted to be able to use that in my productions to make profit from it that way, but if there's a functional issue with the biogas plant right now, I won't be able to do that. Because I'm on console, I'm really limited in what I can do as far as troubleshooting the game. So this trigger's still not working. There's not much I can do about it as a console player, which is unfortunate. I don't know if it's an issue with the game or an issue with the mod at this point, but yeah, that trigger's still not doing anything. I'm not getting the option to unload at all. Now I wonder if there's a way I could do, if there's some kind of distributor I could put down that could distribute the slurry to the mini biogas plant and it would actually pick it up. Hmm. Let me see something here. All right, factories, 7 points, greenhouses, sheds, silos. See here, what is this? Trying to see if we had something that might could distribute. Storage. All right, that's probably something I'll just have to research off camera. Like a silo. Or probably just gonna have to replace this biogas plant with another type of biogas plant. Let's look at that too, because I'm not quite sure what I have installed. I know there's a couple of different variations of the mini biogas plants that are out there. Factories. I don't think I have all of them installed, so I'm gonna have to do a little research on that, because this mod was one of my favorites, but if it's kind of broken now, then might have to just come up with something else here. But again, at this point, I don't know if it's a game issue or something else going on here as well. And that's why I'm a little tentative about messing with the mod right now. But that's something I think I'm gonna have to test. All right. See, this is almost what I want right here, but it's just it doesn't distribute slurry. It does manure, um, fertilizer, seeds, water, fertilizer, seeds, and manure tiers. Okay. Bakery. I need one that also distributes slurry. Wait, small vegetable meal, small meal, bakery. Got a water distributor. It's not often you have to distribute slurry like that. Usually using trucks for that. That's why it's going to be hard to find something that does just that. Yeah, but that's going to bother me until I get figured out what's going on with with this particular facility right now. Yeah, I don't have another one installed. But I know there's a couple of other ones out there. So I'm gonna have to do some testing, troubleshooting, whatever with this mod. I hate to have to remove this building, but yeah, as we got what we got in here right now. Excuse me. Because right now we got a ton. Well, just manure and silage in it right now, and I could just let all that let it run through all of that material and make sure it's on empty, and then we'll just have to troubleshoot if removing the building and placing it down again might resolve what's happening now, or this mod is no longer functional like how it's supposed to be. But that's something I'll test off camera. All right, but we still need to have the issue of selling this slurry, don't we? Forgot about that. Yikes. So going back to the sell points, factories, selling points. Selling something to place down real quick and temporary. That looks too big. It's a little tiny. It's a platform. So jumbo cells. All right, let's just place this down temporarily right here, and we'll take out slurry here, sell it, and same thing. We got. Just go ahead and grab it while we're rolling through from the pigs. Okay, that's not giving me option to sell. Oh, there it is. Okay, where'd the trigger go? It was there for a second and then it disappeared. So I wonder if we're having some little quirky thing going on like that with the biogas plant. All right, I don't know. It's really weird. It only hits at that spot. Anyhow, we got $3,230 plus another $159 for environmental score bonus. We still got 14,000 liters over here that we can sell as well. Go ahead and do that. Not big income, but still income. Excuse me. So another 928.45. All right, so that's everything we got going on liquids wise and solids wise, at least for right now. It's raining right now, so we can't do any harvest work. If we did have an opportunity to harvest, but let's take a peek at our crops here that are still growing. Grass has not started to regrow yet, still showing as harvested. Our sugar beets still growing, but getting in the late, below growth stages. But I think this is all we got going on for today. Let's take a quick peek at our projects real quick before we move on. Playground is demanding planks. Looks like we're good, give or take a few planks there and there. And then over on the Grain Elevator Museum. Oh boy. Okay, we finally got some demand for quite a few materials over here now. Okay. We have some demand for cements, bags and brick, which we produce, but we sell that straight up. We'll just buy that from the shop though, so we don't interrupt that whole process we have going over there. We do produce this stuff ourselves, but we'll just buy it straight up. It's simpler that way, so I don't have to ship my production around at the facility. And be stuck with stock that I can't get rid of unless I sell it at a loss. So we just buy it outright. So we need wood beam, 11,000. We'll start there. Let's see. With the wood beam and the long planks are 11,000 and 10,000 planks. So let's start there and work our way back. All right. So wood beam and wall planks. We obviously don't have 11,000 wood beam at the moment, but we take what we do have because that gets the process started at least. All right, so there's two. Oh, you got a decent supply of wood beam going on here this time. I'm not used to seeing that much wood beam pallets being produced consistently. Usually about 2 at a time, and that's it. All right, that's one. I don't know, as you know, I normally don't like to go high on the stacks, but I'm gonna try to see if we can squeeze as many of these in this load that we can here. Man, this actually might have been easier with a forklift. When you're looking at what I'm going through here. And we still got 2 more. Actually 3 more. I'll try to get them on the truck because, again, if we only have to make one trip, well, we want to make as few trips as possible. So if we can, okay, I didn't know it was gonna drop right in there like a jigsaw puzzle, but it did. Awesome. We'll get the same luck with this one. All right, so we know we just saw wood that was strapped move around, so we know that there's still an issue with straps even on this trailer. Stop it. Okay, I'm trying to, I don't even know what the hell is happening now. Like, it won't let me, okay. It was like my hand was stuck to the wood and it wouldn't let me go. Oh, okay, why won't it move? All right. All right, we got it in there at the munchers. Messing around. We got it up there. We got another one spawn. Uh-oh. And we're gonna test our fate here, but we're gonna try to see if we can get that one stacked up on there somewhere too. And the other thing here that's in 25, issue 25, that wasn't in 22 is like how restricted you are with your movement when you're carrying an object. Like you could more easily jump in 22. You can't really jump like that in 25, but we still manage as best that you can. All right. Don't want to test it anymore. We'll let it out. Here we go. All right, let's take up what we got. And we're taking this slow whipping to the grain elevator museum project. I just want to make sure, am I going the right direction? Yeah, I'm kind of going around the world, but I should have. Let's have to work. Go the rest of the way. Of course. The worker's like, what the? Yeah. I don't know how to get there, boss. So can you get here, stupid? go ahead and make our first delivery of the day. That should get this one started. And we got $39,609 out of that. Didn't see what the environmental score bonus was, but it was decent as well. But again, that can be improved once we get our environmental scores improved on our fields. Some of that I'm still quite a bit confused about how all that works in Farming Simulator 25. I know how it worked in 22, but it doesn't appear to work the same exact way in 25. And we're taking off without checking to see what our status was. All right, we got about half the requirement of the wood beam, so we need to get another 6,000, 7,000. We need 4,000 wood beams, so let's do that first. Actually, we'll just tell him. No, we'll actually send him back to the main farm, and we'll supplement the supplies after we dropped off everything we got. So let's do. Those fields got heavy tornado damage there, didn't they? Where we at? Let's send him back to the main farm instead, and then we'll pick up stuff in the shop because it'll be more efficient that way because it'll be a shorter trip. And again, cab view, I don't do this often because it's disorienting for me because I can't. I would love to play this way all the time, to be kind of more immersed into it. This feedback you get in the real world that you don't get in the game, to kind of help you, feel, what you need to feel when you're driving. So it's a lot harder for me to play this way. So I don't do it much. Definitely more immersive when you're doing it first person view inside the cab. All right, we have arrived at least close enough for government work. All right, so let's rock and roll. We're just gonna load up the remainder of whatever we got here and all that over as well. We're starting with the long plants, obviously. All right, well, looks like the game has made some other decisions for us here. So we got another wood beam pallet, so I'm not gonna hastily say what I need to pick up from the shop when we still can get it from the sawmill. So let's do this. This is gonna be mixed bag load here. But again, kind of working with what we got, correct? Correct. Okay, well, once you fall over, you should have a weight. I didn't know I was still carrying it. But we're going to try to get everything you see here on this truck some kind of way, shape, or form here. I don't know why that strap don't want to reach all the way across. For the tricky stuff. One level. All right, it ain't pretty, but it's on there. I'm not gonna sit here and haggle with it that much. Just want to get it on there some kind of way. There we go. And see what happens. It's like the camera doesn't move in a way where you can view what it is you're trying. That, you know, it gives you a wide enough view so you can see what you're doing at times. When you're carrying an object, it stays like centered on the object, so to speak, and locked to the object. So you can't really, you know, easily direct where you're trying to direct the object to go, because you can't see, because you're blocked by the object itself. All right, you got it. We're just gonna dance with the partner that we have. Next stop, Grain Elevator Museum Project. And once again, I think I'm going the wrong way. I should have zigged when I should have zagged. Come on, Junior. Uh, it's not unreachable, Junior. Trust me, it's not unreachable, Junior. Excuse me there. All right, getting close to our destination, I do believe. Yeah, see, right in front of you, right there. What a sight to behold. fact, I think I might do my screen right through there. Yeah, right there, actually. All right, we got our wood sold, various amounts there. All right, let's see what we're looking at here now. Got 7,000 wood beam, 3,000 long planks, about 2,000 planks. So we still need the 4,000 wood beam. It's 4,000 wood beam. Let's see here, my brain. Make me do math. Math. All right. Okay, wood beam. We need 4K. Let's get 4,000. Long planks. We need roughly 10,000. We got 4. We need 6K. And then planks, we have 2,000, and we need 9,000. Actually, I'm looking at it wrong. Long planks is we have 4,000 long planks, so we need 10,000. So we need that's right, 6, yeah. And then planks we need 10,000, and we have 2,000. So that's an easy 8K. All right, so let's get to work. Now, before I send my trusty guy back to the farm, let's double check some things at the farm. My sawmill has produced 1 wood beam pallet, excuse me, long planks pallet. So it all depends on how quickly we want to get this stuff done. Do we want to just try to grab everything from the shop, or we just want to wait for our sawmill to produce what is being demanded by that production? What was the other production asking for right now as well? Well, it's demanding a lot too now. Okay. All right, so it's game on now. We're back at it again. All right. All right, so let's send our guy to the shop because I just rather get it done as quickly as possible so we can focus on the demands of the other facility over there. So we'll send you here first. Where's it? I forget where the place is at right here. I'll send him there. this corner. All right, so taking a look at where we're at right now. We got 4K whipping. Let's get those first. All right, control trailer. Yes, sets us back 30 grand. All right, there we go. There's one. Let's see. We could try to squeeze this one right up here in between those other two. Theoretically, we ought to be able to, but I can't say 100%. The problem is I can't move while I'm moving it. stuff. There we go. And then straps. All right, one more. I'll lift that end up, bro. All right, awesome. And the next thing will be long plank 6K. So let's go ahead and order those now. Another 30 grand. We'll get as many in this load as we can. Oh yeah. And looking like just this one right now, right? But we'll see if we can go a little higher up here. Have to get them on there. I think we ought to be able to get every plank and long plank up here in this one trip. Tricky it may be, but yeah. All right, we got it. And if there's some kind of way we can get this last one on there, that would be nice, but I don't think it will be feasible. Don't go up. We got it up. Straps will strap it. We'll give it a go. Alright. Don't like it, but it works. Fold low loader. And we want to go ahead and order those 8 planks here. And that's just 26 grand. Although our sawmill's always spitting out planks, so we shouldn't have to spend for no planks, man. Let me hop over to the farm here and see what it do right now. Because we should have some spitting up there sitting at the sawmill. One. Yeah, we'll let that run down. Well, again, trade-off is how quickly we want to get it done versus saving money. We're always gonna have a point to sell our planks, so let's just go ahead and buy them. Okay. And I'm thinking about it out loud because we always got the little toy tractor project going there, so we're always gonna have a place to sell at least our planks and our long planks. So that's not a big deal. All right, so let's send our guy back over to the grain elevator museum project location to do another delivery. Oh, crud. Was not paying attention to the time. We're having so much fun tonight. I didn't even wasn't seeing. Oh gosh, what's happening here with our pallets? Why are they falling off this? Okay. All right. Madness, I tell you, madness. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter what pallet trailer we're using. You're looking at it, guys, in real time. Straight foolishness. All right. I don't even know what the heck that is. All right, but we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode, man. We're gonna tune into another episode of Bose 830 Gaming Live on Twitch. We've been playing Farming Simulator 25. When the straps don't want to work episode. I mean, literally, strap ain't strapping blank right now. The straps are just there for cosmetic purposes. They about to have me. This stuff is about to have me cussing like a sailor, and I mean that 1000%. I can't stand bull crap, and this is bull crap. What's happening right now? Like, what the hell, man? What in the hell? All right, but you've been tuning into another episode of Bose 830 Gaming Live on Twitch, Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs map. On Bose 830 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. Wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. By the way, let me know the only way I could get better and provide you with the content that you want to see is with your feedback. So keep your feedback coming. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Again, I don't know what's happening right now with the straps in this game. I just don't. All right. And I think I did say episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. If I did not, I'm just repeating myself. Um, if that wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. Also, if you're running across my stuff on YouTube, my content on YouTube, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I post new content, you have that there. Um, and that's all I got for tonight, man. I'm gonna thank y'all for tuning in and checking me out. Jose 831 Gaming, Farm Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs. Um, and we are out of here. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.